And here we have the panel of speakers of today. So we've got Tigran Karapetyan, which is the head of transversal challenges and multilateral projects task force at the Council of Europe. Then we will have Dr. Carlo Tovo, which is a researcher in EU law, researcher in EU law at the University of Bologna. Then we will have Thomas Lamper, who is a professor and chair of artificial intelligence and data science at the University of Strasbourg. And finally, to close, we will have Shnus Dur, who is a head of programming at the Council of Europe. And with that, I leave the microphone to you, Tigran. Thank you very much, all.
Thank you very much, Hugo. And I'd like to say great to see you all, but I see only first letters of people's names rather than videos. But that's what we have in today's digital world, I suppose. So great to be present in the same virtual space with all of you. Welcome to this warm-up session. I'd like to start by actually thanking all the great people who are going to be speaking after me, because they are the ones who are going to be bringing content to this warm-up session. So thank you very much for accepting and for being with us today and agreeing to speak to this wonderful teams. First and foremost, I'd like to also congratulate everyone on being here today, because you've already come through certain hurdles to be here today. The entire application process, the process of putting together a team, the process of coming up with a concept, putting it on paper, etc. So you've already passed a certain path that brought you to this warm-up session, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you in real life in Bologna very soon, essentially just in a few weeks. The purpose of this hackathon, and some of you might have taken part in hackathons before, some of you might not have taken part in hackathons before, but the purpose of this one is to try to put the knowledge and skills of IT students to serve human rights purposes. This follows the logic that we are trying to follow not only in this project but in a number of others, where we say that human rights is not only an obligation, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to apply your creativity. It's an opportunity to apply your skills, your knowledge in the sector of IT in this case, but also in law, to serve something very important: better implementation of human rights. When we did this hackathon last year for the very first time, it was quite experimental and we weren't sure what's going to come out of it. But what came out of it was very inspiring, and it was very inspiring to see the great teams that came in. But it was even more inspiring to see how much can be done in 2 days, and the kind of quality that can be produced in 2 days. It was truly impressive, and I must say that it was something that inspired us to continue, and that is why we in the Council of Europe decided that we need another one. And I'd like to then thank the Bologna University for joining us in this effort and agreeing to be part of this year's hackathon. I think it would be important to not only win the hackathon for individual teams, although this is a competition, so victory in fact matters. But I think the process itself will be quite gratifying from what I've seen, and immensely so. Most importantly, the results that we will get at the end are in fact not the end. They are in fact the beginning. And as we've seen with the team that won last year's hackathon, they've then taken the result and ran with it and created something else rebuilt it, remodified it, and are still working on it as a project that they would like to push out into the real world and get it done. So I'm really hoping that whatever comes out of this, whether the winning solution or any other solutions, will also be something that will inspire all of you to then continue and turn it into a solution that that can do more in real life. With this, I think I will thank all of you and thank my colleagues present here, as well as Hugo for organizing all of this, and his team, his great team, and my own colleagues that have done a lot to organize this. I'd like to thank all of you for having done a great job, for being here today. And I would like to pass the word to the next speaker. I suppose I'm available for any questions that we might have, but Hugo, you tell me how to organize it. Will the questions come after everyone speaks or after each speaker?